Welcome to your next step up the self-publishing mountain.
I'm Matilda Swift, author of quintessentially British cozy mysteries.
And I'm Samantha Cummings, author of young adult books about magic, myths and monsters.
I've written the books,
Changed their covers,
tweaked their blurbs,
tried tools from a dozen ads courses.
and I'm still not seeing success.
Now, we're working together to plot and plan our way from barely making ends meet to pulling in a living wage.
Join us on our journey where we'll be mastering the pen to snag that paycheck.
Hello and welcome to Pen to Paycheck Authors Podcast. I'm Matilda Swift, here with my co-host Samantha Cummings, and we're here to write our way to financial success. We're two indie authors with over a dozen books between us, and still a long way to go towards the quit the day job dream. If that sounds familiar, listen along for our Mastery Through Missteps journey. Each week we cover a topic to help along the way, and this week it's our Q3 review. Before that, what are your wins and whinges of the week?
Oh, I didn't write anything down. I'm going to start with a whinge. You might be able to tell, maybe not. I don't know how my voice sounds to other people.
Tell. No,
Okay, because I'm super sick. I've been trying to fight off a cold for like the longest time. I feel like weeks I've been trying not to get ill. And then my boyfriend was ill last week, so it finally tracked me down and there was no escaping. So I've been ill like for the last 5 days, and it keeps progressively getting different, not worse, just every day is a different experience. And it's not fun experiences. So it's been like just awful. I've taken the day off work today just to try and recoup. My wins, I just hit 30,000 words on my book that I'm writing, which feels like a good win. I started that when we were on the retreat and continuing to plug away at it. So that feels like a good win. Other than that, I feel kind of like I don't know who I am or where I am. So I don't know how much sense I'm going to make today. I'm going to try.
I was going to say, buckle up for a good episode. I feel like I am living my best life. Like I am getting everything organized. I think what's really interesting is like I've noticed in really small ways that I'm feeling just a lot better. So last week I had ordered some, this is a really boring tangent, but it comes back around. I had ordered some Tupperware to do some meal prepping in, because again, I'm getting organized. I'm going to have just like meals I can pull out and go and just feel really confident and comfortable. Like my life is not full of boring decisions. But I didn't think when I was on the Tupperware that I didn't actually have wanted to put it. So it arrived, and I bought like 10 identical glass containers for the meals, and also 8 breakfast containers, which are like little 2-pot ones that you influenced me to buy because I saw your amazing little tubs. And I had my first breakfast one today, and it was so good. Just being like, grab it and then mix the dry and the yogurt, and I felt so smug. I told several people about it. I sent them pictures of my little breakfast pots. Anyway, so I had nowhere to put these things, and like, for most of this year, if that had happened, if they'd arrived, I just have like put the boxes somewhere out of the way and then been like, well, I'll deal with that later. I just not have the time. And without stopping to think about it, like without having to persuade myself, I just organized the cupboards. And like I just had 2 cupboards that just needed like a tidy, and did that. Took me a few minutes and did it. And then I had to get something else out of another cup, and just while I was there, I just tidied it. And it just feels like it's so nice to like be able to remind myself of like the times that I'm not doing these things. It's not because I'm fundamentally a lazy person. I just don't have the bandwidth. And it's just really nice to be like consciously observing that and being like, this felt easy now. If it doesn't feel easy, it's because at that time you've got too much going on, not because you've suddenly become a bad person.
Yes.
So that's just been really nice, like little things like that, and being able to plan my meal prep. So I've planned out a prep for like 10 meals, like they're 10 different meals that have got like several same crossover base ingredients, and I've ordered myself a Tesco's delivery to come tomorrow. I'm going to cook it tomorrow. I feel like myself, and myself is quite a boring person who likes to meal prep and put away Tupperware. But as in, I feel like I'm not battling myself all the time at the moment, and I'm getting really organized. And I last week had got that admin plan I had to make, and I made the admin plan in a little book, and you suggested get this on a Trello and get it all organized. And it took me most of last week, like most of my admin time last week to do it. But I feel so good just to have all the stuff out of my head. Even once I've written it down, like I was still sort of holding on bits of it in my head, like because also my handwriting's very hard to read, so I had to kind of slightly hold on to the
Yes.
idea of what I meant when I wrote it down. But I got it in Trello. It's color coded. I broke the tasks down. I did the preliminary work on many of the tasks. Some of them, when I wrote them down, I realized like, oh, this is an enormous amount of work. Like I need to really break this down in several subsections and like think about it and do some more research. And I tagged those in a certain way. And some of it I was like, oh, this is literally 5 minutes work. In the time it takes me just to like put this in and label it, I'm just going to do it. And so I did things like had like my Amazon bio to rewrite, which I think I mentioned I had done at some point, got defeated by the palaver of Jeff Bezos, and I had a fight over formatting, and I just did it, and it was really nice. And there's been so many things like that where it's just like I'm feeling a lot less friction in my life, and part of it is like I know I'm making a change, part of it is I'm making more time for it, and part of it is just I'm in that phase of life and I'm like leaning into it.
Yes.
And that feels great.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think sometimes you have to do all these things and it just builds up and up and up, so you're feeling stressed about it. And when you tackle it when you feel like you want to tackle it, and that's the change. That's the only change. It's like the stuff is still as hard as it ever was, but your mindset of being like, well, today's the day. And that's the stage that I always have to get to in order to do anything. I just have to wait for me to like basically reach the top of the roller coaster and just like hurtle down it screaming. That's the only way I can get things done. It's like I have to really build up the excitement to the top and then just go.
Because otherwise, like I'd have got halfway through tidying the cupboard and then just like laid down on the floor in the mess that I'd made for a while. I'd be like, oh, never mind, this is a bad idea. And like again, I'm not fundamentally a worse person at times. It's not like
No.
I'm lazy sometimes. I'm not lazy. I just didn't have the energy, and it's been so nice to be in a period of having energy, which feels really good.
Yes.
So yes, big wins on that front. I also just went to Edinburgh for a weekend, take a little trip for a friend's wedding, and that was nice to get away and see people. It took a lot of social battery, which like was interesting to kind of observe as well. And just like this year I've been so antisocial that I really have got out of the habit of talking to people. But everyone there was lovely, and so everyone that I did talk to was really nice. But there were like 2 days in a row of evening events, and then there was a third day, and I was like, I'm out of social battery. And like I also had another long talk with a friend. Like I just don't have anything, and I will become unpleasant. So it felt nice to kind of leave it on a little high. And then I also spent some time doing some writing when I was there. So yeah, really feel like I'm winning. I'm winning.
Very
I'm
much
also
winning.
I'm foregrounding the rest of the episode because I have not won in the topic of the week. So just remember what I've talked about so far when we confess the things later.
Fantastic, because I definitely am going to win this one. Well, okay. I say that I feel positively about what I've done. Whether or not everybody else will think that I've done a good job, I don't know. But yeah, let's go into the topic of the week, which is our Q3 review. So what goals did you set and how did you get on?
So it's interesting looking at this. So I think I talked last time about wanting to have a much more professional style of Q3 review. Like previously it had just been, I wrote down some things that I was already planning to do anyway, and then I ticked them off. And so what I decided to do was just go a full 180 and do like a professional level strategic and operational plan that had pages and pages of ideas, and it had KPIs, and it was broken down into different sections. And the interesting thing was, when I looked at it for the first time this week, it looked a lot like the admin list I've just made of all the possible admin I ever need to do to get my business level I think it needs to be at, that I predict will take me a year. And that's what I'd set as my Q3 goals. So I have not done very well with my Q3 goals because what I actually set was an enormous amount of admin that I hadn't broken down or given myself any steps to complete. So useful to look at. We can talk about the things that are on there, but as a broad brush, it was useful to look at and see what was unhelpful in the way I set that up. It was ambitious and uninformed. So poor work. To Matilda Swift.
I did the same thing kind of that you did, is that I wrote the list and I didn't look at it again. And this is the first time I've not written out my goals and put them on post-its on the wall. So I was just blindly assuming that I was doing all the stuff. And to be fair, I have a very good memory for tasks I set myself. It's a strange ability. I don't remember so much stuff, but if I've written it down, it's like I know exactly where I'm up to. The post-its live in my head, but I didn't put them on the wall, and that upset me greatly because I like to see things and tick them off. And so the last quarter, I haven't felt like I progressed because I didn't get the dopamine of ticking off a list or taking down a post-it, which I didn't like. But I basically did all my stuff, but all of my stuff was really geared towards my release. So it wasn't like business stuff. It was just things
and was
like
it stuff you would have done anyway, and it's not like a Q3 goal, it's just like for this launch this will happen.
Kind of, yes. It was more just they were goals for a bigger launch, so it was pushing myself a little bit further. So I would have done these things, but I tried to like broaden what I was doing. So I'll give an example of I did set up pre-orders and get ARCs sent out. I gave myself targets to try and reach, and I didn't reach both of them. My ARC listing, I did reach my targets. So that was really good. And I wouldn't have, if I hadn't have written down the number that I wanted to get, I would have just been happy with just a few ARC readers. I wouldn't have thought to push myself further. But because I knew that I'd written it down on my list to go bigger with ARCs, I really did try a hell of a lot more to get more ARC readers, and that really worked out for me. I had things like build email subscribers, and I have and it was so stupid, and I put that every single time, make sure you get more email subscribers. To me, that's just something that I've not figured out yet, so I don't know why I keep putting it on the list.
Yeah,
but I think
I had things like that as well with different metrics, increase read through from the newsletter, or purchase for ballot 2%. It was like, but how? And I even had, I don't know, it's a very long document. It's sort of broken down in strategies, but actually nothing implementable. And that's what I had on my list, my to-do list for a long time, finalize Q3 review, finalize the Q3 goals list. And I kept moving on day after day after day after day, and then just finally stopped moving on. And I think it's because it was a really big task. And actually, I didn't have time to do anything aside from writing and the bare minimum. And that's why I was at all of this quarter.
Yeah.
And I don't really know where I thought I would get the extra time from to do this. So I don't know what I was thinking.
No, I mean, you went one way and I went the other. I put on really basic stuff that I knew I was going to do. I wanted to set up ads. To be fair, I put ads on there because I'd been skirting around it. So I have been doing ads continuously for the last few months. So I kind of did things like that I have been putting off. But I did have things like do an A/B test for the covers before releasing the book. I knew I was going to do that anyway, so
yeah,
that was an easy win. I did put here tidy the office because I had to have something that I was like I have to tidy this office.
Oh yeah, those boxes behind you have gone though.
Have they? Well, not for me.
You can see it by your chair.
I think I can see them. They're still over here.
You've got a bigger chair, so it looks. I can't see the less as much.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see the horror that is piles of books and records here is insane. So I didn't do that, but one of my targets was have a positive mindset.
You have positivity in your top 10 of your strengths. That's not a goal for you. That's just a way of life.
It was a reminder to keep going. Yeah, so my that's the thing. I did I feel like I did really well with my Q3 goals because my Q3 goals were status quo. That was just running. That was just continuing. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
To an extent, I think that is an important thing to recognize, and that's the thing that I sort of wish I had done when I was working. I say this I've already stopped working. I've still got a couple of weeks left, and I'm and I'm not. Yeah, I'm not really quitting to write full time. I'm quitting to just support myself, my savings while writing, just in case anyone's confused by the intro. Yeah, I wish I had done more recognizing of this is what I'm already planning to do. Do I have any spare capacity? And with that spare capacity, set myself a goal. What I was doing previously was just writing down things I was going to do and then making them just arbitrarily difficult. And like either I got them done or I didn't get them done because like I was only going to get done what fit in. And I think that's still a thing I need to work on is like figuring out time estimation.
Yeah.
I can't remember who, but someone in our Discord was saying whenever they're doing their to-do list, they write down the time they estimate it's going to take, and build their work schedule around that. And the problem I have is I'm not very good at recognizing how much time I have, because like I think, oh, if I've got like after work, I'm like, oh, I've got 5 hours of which I'll be awake, but like then I'll like recording this after work today. This is the podcast. I have another chat with someone else after work. I have to feed the cats. I have to feed myself. I had some prep for the podcast, and it's like, and I've got other admin on my list for today. It's like, when do I think that's going to get done? Just magic time. And if they don't get done, they just move on to tomorrow. So I'm just not very good at managing that. And I think that's a good thing about doing the Q3 or doing the quarterly goals, is just being able to recognize like, what am I not monitoring or managing well? Because it would be very easy not to set quarterly goals, because like realistically there is a limit to how much you're actually going to do that you wouldn't have done already.
Yes.
I think we're both always working at maximum capacity, so what am I going to do? And I think one issue I'm going to have going forwards, I'm going to have like a couple of hours of admin every day. I have easily got a year's worth of admin to do. I'm sort of thinking admin is a very, very broad brush of like everyone's not writing in my business. That includes things like translations. I've easily got a year's worth of stuff to do that is, some of it's backlist stuff, as in backlog stuff, and some of it is just stuff I want to do. But when I look at it, I think I'll probably finish that in a couple of months. It's not true. I don't know how to accurately estimate it, or not just like I don't know, not waste time doing it, not just stay like do some more admin in the evenings to try and keep up with a terrible schedule. I don't know how to estimate how much time something should take and then
But
feel
also,
good about the time I've taken doing it.
How, like, what tasks are better done now and what tasks are better done later? Like, how do you categorize the order in which they should be done in? That's always
then also
my
I'm a doer,
thing.
so I don't want to give myself all the horrible tasks at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, because generally, personally, when I'm doing a to-do list, I start with the easiest things, and then I work my way up to the hard stuff. Like my roller coaster analogy stays intact, because the easy stuff gets me to the top, and then when I get to the top, I just smash through the hard stuff. So
yeah, I have tried using the like eat 3 frogs system, where you just like have 3 horrible things get out of the way that you can do. It's like, but I can choose to change those. I can just move them further down the list, and I do, because I'm like, I don't want to start with that. That's a horrible way to start my day.
Never start with the horrible. No way. Even in my day job, I'll make a list of everything I need to do, and the bad stuff gets left to the end of the day, because I have to build myself up to it. I really have to like really gather all my energy, do the fun stuff, do all the stuff that I know is easy, and then do the hard things right at the end of the day and be like, well, I'm finished. That's it.
Yeah. And I think because a lot of my stuff will have no schedule on, like it's things like big stuff is like update my website and update my newsletter, and I want to have like better automation sequences. I can really see myself letting the things that don't have any date on that are unpleasant linger, and I don't want to do that. Anyways, it's not about quarterly. This is about just general goal setting. It's kind of things I've learned from quarterly goals. Yeah, I do wonder about having like different categories for the quarterly goals, and being better able to evaluate at the beginning, is that a good set of goals or not? So like we could do things like having a list of goals, like things I'm already planning, things I have to get done. Yes. And that might include things that are stretched, like having the A/B cover test. Like I know I'm going to do it anyway, because it's on my list, it's on my plan for this launch. And then somehow magically evaluate how much time all that stuff will take and how much extra time you might have. But stuff comes up, like like next week we're doing an episode on kind of a new techie thing that we'll talk about in a little bit. That like I couldn't have put it on my goals list at the start of the quarter because no one had ever mentioned it to me, and no one seemed to have ever mentioned it at all. Yeah. But now it's like, oh, I need to kick something off my list or have a very flexible list. I don't know. I think I want a better system. I think. Yeah, and I was also thinking, like, should we have categories like like
I'm like, yes,
business.
no, I mean like categories, yes.
Yeah, like, and I had this before, so I had like publishing, writing, marketing, like different categories like that. But I do think it's important to have like things I'm going to do. This is not really a goal, it's like a thing that is already on the books. And
Yes.
then maybe adding something in that is a goal. Or do I want to have a focus per quarter? Do I want to say this is the quarter where I deal with all my customer facing things, such as website and newsletter?
Hmm.
I don't know. Have you got any thoughts how you might change your organization system?
I do like the idea of categories, but I think that the more categories that are, the worse I would feel about it. I don't know why. Like, the more categories there are, the more it feels like a school task, and that my
Yeah.
inner rebel is like, oh no, homework,
Also, they're
gross.
not all suitable to every quarter. Like you might have a quarter, it's like a big
No.
writing quarter, and then
Hmm.
like you think, oh, I've only got two things in marketing, but because other stuff's
Hmm.
regularly happening anyway.
Yeah, but I do like the idea of just listing, like, just regular day-to-day, like BAU as they'd call it, like the business as usual stuff, where I know I'm going to be
I've never had that
writing.
before in my life.
Oh, really? Okay, BAU. There you go. We use it all the time at my
Oh my
job.
gosh, tell me more, because I need a new column in
So
my Trello for like things that I'm doing
that's
regularly.
just business as usual. That's just your day-to-day, your bread and butter. Like, these are the tasks that we have to complete because
Hmm.
like this is what keeps the business running. Like, we can't publish books if we don't write the books. So business as
So like
usual
for
would
me,
be,
would that be like my weekly task, like doing my newsletter? Is
yes,
that
weekly
BAU?
tasks. Yeah. So that's your long-standing marketing that just is something that
Like
you have
regular
built
social
into.
posts that you're not
Yes,
gonna.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's all like BAU stuff. And then
I'm
I
making a
like
note of this.
yeah.
This sounds good.
Thank you. This is
Just
me
discovered
working at
how
a
businesses work.
corporate girly.
Yeah, I do
And
have
I
a job, I
hate it.
promise.
I hate people talking. I hate when people mention it in my office because they
Mhm.
don't use the term correctly. They
Oh,
and they don't use it correctly, in my opinion. And we also have what's called day two things as well. Like, oh, that's a day two project, which just means a project later down the line that they're going to pester you about. So we have really stupid
no, I don't like
terminology.
that.
No, it's awful. But I generally don't like when people say BAU. But for us, this makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
the way that I'm using
yeah.
it makes sense. The way that they use it is insane.
So how do they use it?
Well, they just use it for, like, just it's. We've got a weird marketing
Your
team,
face says you
and
just don't like work people.
it's the marketing team use it, who
Mhm.
I kind of work closely with, but they're terrible. They don't know anything about marketing. It's very I could go on. If anybody accidentally stumbles upon this, I get in a lot of trouble.
Well,
It's just not the way that I would do things.
so
But
this
they
is
have
just
made
for
it.
anything that you do. So I have a real issue with this. Is like
Yeah.
I think my BAU list builds up and up and up, and I
Mm-hmm.
once I've incorporated some of into my routine, it doesn't exist anymore. And I think, oh, I've got 6 hours a day free after
Mm-hmm.
work, but it's like, but I already have like 2 hours of stuff like
Yes.
scheduled.
It's
There's
good
nothing
to
I can't
know.
get out of it.
It's good to know what your BAU is, because
Mm,
obviously it then has a knock-on effect of the free time that you have to put into other stuff. So if your
yeah.
BAU stuff is taking up more and more of your time, then that's how much time you've lost.
Mm.
You've already spent that time. You can't like steal from it. I
I might
like the
even set
idea.
up like in my quarterly goals like a little BAU review. I've been like,
Yeah,
have you got like BAU creep?
yeah,
And just added more and more tasks that are taking up time that you should be spending doing big things.
yeah. Because some of the stuff you might be doing weekly that you could be doing monthly.
Mm,
Like, you could be not checking your Amazon stuff every day if you could just check it once a month. Because that does take time, like checking all your KDP stuff and just
that's the
like,
worst example. No one's been like, you know what, that takes up too much time. Let me just
I
check my
know,
sales once a
but
month.
like that sort of task. Like, I can't think right now because my head's a bit fuzzy. But
It
it's
was like
that
I've
sort
just
of
started
task.
doing a blog, and it would be annoying for me to prep it every week, so I'm doing it in like batches of 4 articles.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact,
Yes,
I feel very smug right now because I've got 7 articles queued up. Um,
I
and
I also have.
I know.
So
Oh my goodness. But like if I had to do it, like I do my newsletter now basically, and this is the worst situation, is I'm doing it before I send it. And I
Same.
hate it because it's actually an inconvenient time for me to do it, and it wastes time that I should already have allocated to something else. And I was like, why don't I just write it at the weekend? Because in
Yeah.
fact, I started, or at least like gather the picture at the weekend. I started at the weekend on my train ride home from Edinburgh. I just got the pictures that I was going to put in because like I have my cats in, and I probably wasn't going to take many more pictures of my cats before the newsletter. And also I was going to put pictures of my Edinburgh trip in. So I was like, oh, I could do that. And I have to like compress them, put them in a certain file so I know where they are. I have to get like the book cover picture. I have to get like a few standard things in place. So why not do that the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I could do that. I could have like an afternoon of just like BAU stuff. I really love this
Yes.
phrase.
Yeah. It's really helpful because in my mind, like the way that I categorize things, I'm a very visual person. If I can imagine all the tasks that I have to do and put them in a box, I can really see that. Like I've got like a BAU box in my brain and I can see all of my tasks in it. And
This is not relatable for me.
I know, and this is the way that my brain works. So I can see everything, and it's actually not a box. It's actually like giant ellipses. I don't know. Parentheses.
Oh,
Sorry. So it's actually like it's in a. It's
what's in
just like
brackets?
it's in brackets, just like in my head, in this like on this massive shelf, and this is how my brain works.
Okay.
So I can see all of my tasks, and they're all there contained, and I know that's my BAU stuff. But I really want to write that down because I know how long it takes. Like I know my schedule. I know how long it takes me to write 2,000
I
words.
don't.
I know
I
how
lie to
long.
myself about it all the
Uh-huh.
time.
I know how long. That's the only thing that I know really. It's like I know how long it takes me to do 2,000 words in a day. I know roughly how long it takes me to prep my email, which is far too long. And like there are other admin stuff that I'm doing that I don't know how long it takes me because I just dip in here and there. So I would really like to like figure that out for my next quarterly goals. Like I've made a list and stuff, but I'd like to know my BAU, how long that all takes, and then have effectively a separate section that is for maybe like I can't come up with something fancy like a fancy way of saying it, but like forward momentum, like
Yeah.
the extra things that I can add in or do on the side with the time that I might have spare that might move me forwards a little bit in some way, whether it's financially or socially or like with my scheduling or any kind of thing, just a couple of things that I might be able to slot in rather than writing a whole list of things that I'm already going to do. Just have a handful of things where I think, well, this quarter I'm going to I actually really am going to try and grow my mailing list by every week making sure I get into like book funnel stuff. But at the moment it's so like nondescript that I don't try because
that's what
it's
a lot
just...
of my Q3 goals were. They were just like improve read through. It's like how? What was I going to do? What was I thinking I was going to do?
Because you had
actually
so
what
many.
I needed to do. Because actually what I need, I did have too many. I did want to break down. But like what I needed to do was like what I should have done really is made my Q3 goals what I just did. Which, to be fair, I maybe didn't meet my Q3 goals. Is like put down all my admin. Because like in increased read through, I've now got a list of things I want to try for that, and on my admin list is this list of things I want to try, and one task that says schedule when to try these things. Like that's in my Q4 list. It's like I want to do that, but I'm not guaranteeing that. I don't quite know how to make my Q4 list now because I've now got a year's worth of admin, and I know that sounds awful. But some of it is things I don't need to do, and some of it is things that there's no deadline on it, and it would be good to do. And a lot of it, I think we talked about last week, a lot of it really, it's very interlaced. So for example, I don't necessarily want to do the sort of promos that like and ads that might get people on my mailing list because my automation sequences aren't very good at the moment. I don't have a good sales funnel there. So then I need to go and look at my newsletter. But it's like, so do I want to do that next? How am I going to make that decision? And there are ways to make it. Like I'm not, I'm not saying I'm stuck at that point, but I'm saying like I'm not deciding that way at the moment. I haven't got any decisions based on that. So it's like I want to get my foundations right while I've got enough in savings to be ticking me along, or do I want to be pushing for some money straight away and maybe leaving some things that like I'll have to come back to later? I'm not quite sure. Maybe I want to do a mix. Maybe I want to say like every quarter I do a mix of like 3 going to bring me in profit tasks and 3 fix these or you'll be in trouble down the line tasks. I don't know. So I want to have a think about that. I think that's my Q4 thing. Also, I really struggle with Q4 because essentially now we've reached my birthday, which in a couple of days. I'm like, that's the end of the year because it's Halloween, bonfire night, Christmas. What could be done in this last quarter? It's winter.
Well, it's funny because the last quarter of the year is my most productive writing wise. I always write a book in the last and this year I'm writing 2 books by the end of the year. So the one that I'm currently writing, and then I'll immediately write another book by the end of the year. That's my plan. Because I don't want to go outside. Like, I don't want to do anything else. I'm just going to be inside. So writing it is. So
yeah,
that's me.
I've got a lot of Christmas stuff to
yeah,
do.
you're like just thoroughly into the whole Christmas thing, and I just like to pretend it doesn't exist until the night before.
Oh my goodness! So you get
because then because then it's over. I can't. I love Christmas so much. This is the thing. I love Christmas so much that I can't let myself think about it because it kind of ruins the excitement. I don't want to like be overstimulated before it arrives.
I do. I want all the Christmas stimulation. That's me. Anyway, I feel like this is not practical for everyone. I think a combination of our love of Christmas is too much. So yes, but I really think in Q4, I just sort of think like, well, I'm not getting anything done then. But that's not true. I cannot actually run a business that only operates for like a few months of the year and then shuts down for Christmas. And I don't want to. It's not like I actually want to. I think it's just because I don't want to write in December. I really don't, because I don't find it a productive month to write. But I have got plans. I am going to do a full-on intense research for a new series in December because what I want to do is read, and I will do that and I will enjoy that. And then I've got November to do writing, and for the rest of October I'm getting all my admin stuff in place. So I think when I'm making my Q4 list, I think I'm going to do it based around admin for myself, just so I can kind of get my admin in order. It might even just be get myself in like an admin priority system and figure out what I'm going to do when and how I'm going to make decisions based on it, rather than be like abstract goals like improve newsletter conversion by 1% with no strategies, with no tactics to do that.
Just with a wish and a prayer.
Yeah. Manifest it.
Yeah. I have set up myself a list of Q4 goals already, but after this conversation, I think I'm going to rejig them so that I've got my BAU list and then have my...
Can I say, I know what the problem is with BAU. It keeps making me think of the behavioural analysis unit, and I keep thinking of Criminal Minds.
That is not happening to me. It makes me think of just like, I just want to say bow. Like that's, it doesn't make me feel nice thinking of the letters altogether.
But like, are you not a Criminal Minds fan? Are you not thinking of Mandy Patinkin when we're talking about BAU?
Watched Criminal Minds.
You would love it. It's like it's made for you. 100% get on it.
I'm sure I would. I'm just so well, I'm still only really watching Murder, She Wrote.
In preparation for the new Murder, She Wrote.
Yes, of course. Columbo, and then that's basically the only crime things that I'm watching right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe
if you want to come like 30 years in the future, just a little bit closer to the present day, strong recommend for Criminal Minds. I think I'm going to make a BAU list and put pictures of my favourite Criminal Minds actors on it so it will look cheerier. And really, really be honest with myself. I think that's the thing I need to do this quarter is like 100% get honest with like how much time do I have and where am I wasting time and how am I going to prioritize things, and I'm going to get my house in order. That's my Q3 goal, is not
Q4
do Q4 not do all these abstract big things. Is get prepped because basically it's the end of the year now, so I'll get prepped for the start of next year. Yeah.
For me, a lot of the things on my goal is like write 2 books. Fabulous. And then like quite a lot of admin stuff as well. So I'm gonna I'm going to set up my Trello board because I've not done that yet. I'm going to set up my Trello board and try and get all my ducks in a row and see what my BAU actually looks like. Bow. I can't. The letters upset me greatly.
Oh, maybe we need a better name for it, because I feel like business as usual. It sounds like code phrase for something. It sounds like you're trying to conceal things, like, oh, everything's just business as usual.
Yes.
We're criminals. But like wink, wink. Yeah, maybe that can be on our Q4 list, to find a better name for BAU.
Yeah.
Put that on the list.
I'm putting that on the
list.
list.
I want to make myself a good quarterly plan. That is on my quarterly plan, is to make good quarterly plan style that counts for regular things, figures out how much time things take, and works out how to schedule them. Because that's actually one of my big sections of my current Trello board that's planning, is like figuring out scheduling and how I'm going to do that without just procrastinating or leaving the stuff I don't want to do till later. The way I was talking to a friend of the podcast, Helen, earlier, and she was saying like, oh, I think you'll be surprised when you leave a job, like how much you actually enjoy doing the admin time. I was like, I think I will really enjoy it, because like it's admin for a purpose. Like I have, like all jobs, like I have admin in my day job, and I find it tedious, because often what's tedious about it is like it's done in the worst possible way. Like it's not done in the way that I would set it up, or we had long meetings about how to best do it, and then it was just done in like the cheapest, simplest way. And I was like, oh, now I'm resentful using a system. Whereas like if I make my own systems, I'll make them really good. I'll make them exactly how I want to do them.
I'm a big fan of admin. I love tinkering, but I think I see admin as, I have gamified it. So I see admin as a fun way. It's almost like problem solving for me. And I'm always looking for like fun solutions for things. And in my day job, I am like the problem solver. And that's a lot of my work is admin work, but to try and figure out like how to fix stuff and why things went wrong. And I'll always set myself up little projects of admin stuff. Like I basically keep spreadsheets on things. I'm like, oh, I'm making a spreadsheet to see if I can spot trends. And my boss is just like, you're a freak. Like, I love that. Yeah, so, which is, I just really like to try and fix stuff. So that's how I see my admin, is everything's a problem that I get to try and solve, because I'm Jessica Fletcher. I'm not solving murders.
Well-known admin spreadsheet lover.
Yeah, rather than solving murders, I'm just solving problems on my computer.
In the office, yes.
In the office. But in my head, I'm her.
Yeah. I feel like I need to go back and listen to our other quarterly episodes, because I don't know if we do this every time, when we're like, now I know the best system. I didn't before, but now I do.
This feels different.
Yeah, this is different though. Yeah.
This is the one. This is the real one.
I feel like I'm often like that with my systems. But I don't think we're normally like this. I think we're often just haven't done the things that we said we do for different reasons.
I don't think that we've ever got to the point where we've realised that we need a better system. Like we need something
that last time.
That was me last time. Not. But even last time you said you were gonna set it all up, but you still just made a list. Like I need something that's more than a list. I need a list of stuff, but also actual goals.
Yeah.
Actual achievable
and I think
goals.
to account for stuff that's just like the difference between what I was already going to do anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
And and what a goal is. I do think it will help me to have like an overall like concept, like a word of the quarter. You know, like it could be like socials, or you know, customer facing, or like interactions. I had another word, but I've forgotten it. Oh, I don't know. My brain is on its way out.
Me too.
But yeah, I feel really positive about this, and the next quarter will be the one.
It's definitely the one. This is it now. This is where we win.
Cracked it. No, I feel confident. So do we have anything else on our quarterly goals? This is quite a short episode, but I think we've kind of covered quite a wide range of things.
Yes, also I'm just flagging, so I'm glad it's not too long.
I said I would share my quarterly goals, but they were just really, really random things, like improve read-through, increase like newsletter conversion, which is like, they're not goals. They're just like hopes. They're wishes and dreams. I had a quarterly wishes and dreams, and now I'm going to have quarterly goals.
Same, yes, I had wishes and dreams. But sometimes that's fun. Sometimes you need that. I do think that you
Yeah.
need to be ambitious with some things, even if you think like, oh, that'll never happen. But if you don't try, then what's
Yeah.
the point? So I don't mind having overly ambitious things on my list. But I do want to get to the point where I'm actually trying and not just seeing it on my list and thinking, oh, not today.
That's a good concept. Yeah. Okay. So anything else from our quarter?
No, I'm done.
Okay. So next week we're on to a whole different topic, which I am very excited about.
Me too.
It is Generative Engine Optimisation, aka GEO. What is that?
GEO. Geo. Sorry. I'm having a real problem with letters today. It is effectively it's kind of like SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization, which is how you make your websites and stuff easily searchable, basically for Google and things, so that you are ticking all the right boxes for search engines to find you. GEO is the next step. So now that people are using AI for searches, the game has changed a little bit in that GEO and AI and all that stuff, they're kind of looking for more widespread stuff. So it's not just looking at your website, but also looking at every single place that you and your business touches on the internet, and wants to make sure that everything is aligned with what you're saying it should be, so that it can give those results to people in searches. That's how
I feel like it's more human than SEO. So SEO was like,
yes,
can you put the right words in the right places? And then the little sieve will sieve out those words. And this is more like the way that AI searches are made to be, is they're made to be more like a human searching. So you're kind of having to go back and reflect the way that real people are searching, which is useful to think about for the whole customer journey, is like how people are looking for my books. So yeah, there's quite a few podcasts talking about this at the moment. I have had several conversations we have the good Clubhouse for cozies with various people, and it seems really interesting, and I think it's worth knowing about. And I think even though if you listen to other podcasts, I think a lot of the other podcasts that I've heard it on are very big, and they are kind of looking at, if you own a large business, here are all the things that, like, the big things you could be doing, like having your own Wikipedia page. But it's like, we are never going to have our own Wikipedia page, at least in the next 5 to 7 years. So what are we actually going to do on a practical level to improve our searchability? And the reason why you want to do it is because, like, you want someone who's searching in AI, which people often get in the AI summary, or they're going direct to AI to look for something. People who are searching, please, like, what can I do? Like, what can I read to get some new, like, books with recipes in, a cozy mystery? I'd love them to be set in England. You can search that and you won't get my books right now, which is frustrating. What you'll get is a lot of trad books, because they have better GEO, and you will get, if you ask it nicely enough in many, many different ways, as I have discovered, it will come up with me. And I now know how to get it to come up with me earlier in the conversation. And we will talk about that. So it is useful, and it is not just useful for AI searching, it's useful for you and your business, kind of thinking about how customers find you. So hopefully a good chat, and I'm looking forward to it. And it is just interesting. It feels like there are things to be done pretty easily to make significant changes. So it is worth us having a look at it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking about it.
Yes. We've also got other things we're looking forward to. As I mentioned, the year is already basically over for me, so we have started our new year planning. We are going to be announcing something very exciting for the new year, which is coming up soon. We will be talking about this more on a Discord to get people's input on what it's going to be. Post-retreat, we're both post-monetary retreat now. We are back in the Discord. We are chit-chatting. I'm putting in some more of my hilarious writing memes that I have been collecting for a while. And
I love the memes.
We've got some new people joining. We've had new people coming in. We've got some good questions in the No Stupid Questions channel, and some good, like, wins and whinges. So pop into Discord. That is where you'll be first to find out about our new developments. The link is in the show notes. There's also a link there to our coffee, which you can use to support us. You can give just a few quid to buy us a coffee, or a coffee and a cake. You can treat just one of us if you've got a favourite, or both, and that goes towards maybe coffee and cake sometimes, but also mostly paying for the hosting and editing of our podcast. So if you enjoy this, do throw a bit of support that way. As I mentioned, links are in the show notes. We are clearly both quite tired this week, so we will leave it here and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to Pen to Paycheck Authors.
Stay tuned for our next episode, and don't forget to subscribe to learn how to write your way to financial success.